G'day guys, hope you're ready for a little bit more quick maths. Today we're talking about how to convert improper fractions into mixed numerals and vice versa. So we're going to start with the mixed numerals first. So remember we've got these numbers that have a whole number out the front and then a fraction after it. So in this example here we've got 2 and 2/3. The 2 out the front just means we've got two whole groups, okay? And then the fraction is telling us how far along we are to get to that next third whole group. So the denominator tells us the size of the pieces, just like in normal fractions. So in this one, we've got groups of 3, okay? And this does not change in our answer at all. So if we have a look at a visual representation of this, we've got 1, 2, 3 things broken up into thirds, okay? So for the first two, I've got 3 out of 3 here, 3 out of 3 here. So that is my 1 plus 1 that gives me that 2 out the front. Then the 2/3 is saying I've got in this third group 2 out of 3. So that's how we get this answer of 2 over 2/3. But if you just counted up the number of pieces in a normal fraction to put it as an improper fraction, we would say we'd have 3 over 3 plus 3 over 3 plus 8 over 3. So we've got 8/3. So that's how we convert the mixed numeral into an improper fraction. But we obviously don't want to draw stuff out every single time we want to answer one of these questions. So there is definitely a shortcut. So the denominator always stays the same. That's the first step I do, just to make sure that I know I'm on the right track. So for this next example where we've got 3 and 4/5, I've got the fifths down the bottom because the denominator doesn't change. So that's step 1, donezo, okay? Then I want to multiply the whole number by the denominator. So I actually like to throw in some arrows to put the times there, just to make sure I remember. So that's 5 times 3. So I know I've got 15 up the top. I can't forget about this last 4 though, because my next step is just to add that on. So plus 4. So my final answer is 19 over 5. Okay, we're going to see that in another example. So this 10 over 1/4, right? The 4 down the bottom does not change. The 4 down the bottom does not change, right? So that's my first step done. Then I multiply that 4 with the 10, so I've got 40 up the top, and then I add on the last numerator. So my final answer is 41 over 4. All right, so we've got to be able to go both ways, okay? So to turn an improper fraction into a mixed numeral, it's basically the same idea, but instead of multiplying with a denominator, we're going to start dividing with it. Okay, so let's say we've got 11 over 4. So I've got 1, that's 4 out of 4, 8 out of 4, and that's my 11. So as improper fractions, or as a fraction, there are my 11/4. Quite clearly in whole numbers, I've got 1 plus 1 plus 3 over 4. So the mixed numeral of 11 over 4 is 2 and 3/4. So we need to find that shortcut again. So the denominator again stays the same, okay? But this time we're going to write it as a small number because it's going to be part of our mixed numeral. So for this one we got 17 over 5, so I know that the mixed numeral is going to be over 5. Then I've got to work out how many times does the denominator fit into the numerator. So for this one, 17 over 5, 5 fits in 3 times, okay? So 3 times. If you're finding that hard, you can always just use your calculator and divide. Just use the whole number out the front there, okay? Then whatever the remainder is, okay, so how many are left over, that goes on top of the fraction. So for this one, 5, 10, 15 is where we get our 3 wholes, and then we've got 2 left over to get over to that 17 mark. All right, just one more. 28 over 6. 6 goes into, I'm going to throw my 6 down first, and then 6 goes into 24 4 times. So 4 times 6 is 24. So I've got 4 left over. Unfortunately, you do have to simplify even if it's in a mixed numeral. So that becomes 4, 2 over 3. I know there was a lot of content in that one, but I'm sure you're going to be fine with it. Thanks heaps, guys.